Tonight, Ed Mabrey will be performing, and he is the current individual World Poetry Slam champion. He has won this award 2 times. So I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thank you.
I was really tired, so I kind of, what's the proper word? I drooled a little bit. You do it too, shut up. You just do it in your pillow. And I don't know if you know this, but you should not drool in a mask when you're sitting on a plane. Do you know why mustard color sweater? Because if it's a crappy mask, it's no big deal. Just have a big wet spot in front of your face and who cares, you're on a plane. But if it's a really nice mask, like one of those, it has a protection thing, like a chin guard, and it holds it there, so then all the drool just sits there inside the mask. And then you wake up and you think you're drowning. You think the plane crashed and you are in the middle of whatever ocean is between Los Angeles and Findlay, Ohio. So you've crashed into the Findlay Ocean and you slept through the whole crash and you woke up and you're drowning and you start swinging wildly and you will elbow the bejesus out of some sweet little old lady sitting next to you who was totally asleep at the time too, and did not expect a 310-pound elbow to crack her dead in her mouth when she was asleep. And you will elbow her, and she will not like you. And it'll be justified, and it's not racism. Because I wouldn't like anyone elbowing me in my sleep. I don't care what color you are. All elbows do not matter. So I discovered really good masks hold saliva, and they keep it right here. So I woke up with just, ugh. And then you know what else you can't do on an airplane? You can't take your mask off. So for the next 30 minutes, I sat there wide awake, just like, and trying not to throw up my own mask because that'd have been even worse. It was really bad. And then eventually, when no one was looking, I took my mask off and I wiped all the drool off of my face. And then I realized the problem was I had to put that same smelly wet mask back on my face, which I have news for you. If you ever pee on yourself over the age of 21, don't take off your underwear. Just leave it on. Because you've already done the worst you can do. But imagine if you took it off and you're like, oh wait, I can't because I have to go somewhere important, and you pulled them back up. That's what the mask felt like. Like I wiped all the drool off my face, so now my face was nice and clean and dry again. And I had to slap that wet, bad dream slobber mask right back on my face. And it was the most disgusting thing that's ever happened to me on Life in Purpose. And I just wanted to share that moment. One, because we're recording, and I want this to be part of the Findlay legacy forever. So when I run for president, they'll throw this up at me as a mudslinging tactic instead of a fly on my head. Findlay, how we doing tonight? We all right? All right, we are small in numbers, but we are strong in spirit. So I'm going to ask you, how are we doing tonight? Are we all right? The proper response is aight. It is spelled A-I-I-G-H-T. I don't care how smart you think you are, what class you're in, that is literally how it is spelled. Look it up. A-I-I-G-H-T. And it has a schwa, which makes it French. And everything French is sexy. Everyone say sexy. Very good. Everyone say schwa. Awesome. So you can put the schwa over any letter you want. It doesn't change how you say it. You're still going to say it aight. And because I believe in showing off the fact that I am bilingual, we will hablo un poquito español. Sí? Sí. So, men are those who live their lives as such. When you say aight, you would say it from your cojones. Women, those who live their lives as such, you would say it from your ovarios, which are female cojones. Got it? Awesome. So, Findlay, how are we doing tonight? Are we all right? That was horrible. You guys are not all right. I don't know if my mask conversation starred you, triggered you. Maybe someone else drooled in their mask earlier and you're like, I'm not alone. But you have to all say, all right, that includes you all the way in the back. And the camera people and the sound person and you. You know your mask doesn't have to cover your eyes, right? Is that? No, not you. That one. Yes, you. You just don't want to look at me? Take this personal. I already have issues as it is. I have image issues. You better look at me. You better look and smile. I better see the smile through your mask. Are you smiling? Are they smiling? I'm not asking you. I'm asking you. Are they smiling? Yeah, I better feel that freaking smile all night long. Better smile like your life depends on it. I'm going to say, Findlay, how we do tonight? Are we all right? Everyone's going to say, all right, like you are filling up this entire space. So right now, look to your neighbor, look to someone to your left or right, and say to them, it's all right, to say all right. Awesome. Now, since you're by yourself here and you didn't do it at all with the glasses, so you two can look at each other. I ate my carrot, so I have wicked vision. So look at your other neighbor, say neighbor. It's all right to say all right. Now look at your hand. Say hand. I don't think they're going to say it. Awesome. Let's try it again. Findlay, how are we doing now? Are we all right? Beautiful. My name is Ed Mabrey. I cut off the wonderful person who's doing the bio. Make applause for her, please, for doing the bio. It was awesome. It was great. I hate hearing my own bio. It's just weird. It's awkward. Because you have to live up to it. But if all they ever say is your name and I walk up here and I suck for the next 40 minutes, who cares? Because I didn't promise you anything. I promised you my name, and that was it. So my name is Ed Mabrey. I can technically leave now. That's the whole show. That's all I got. Next up, Ed Mabrey. I'm Ed Mabrey, and then I walk away. You should try it sometime. Like walk into your class and just say your name and then leave. Yeah, think about that. And that'll guarantee you that you'll be working at Waffle House the rest of your life. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do some poems, some chit-chat in between. We're going to make it interactive because there's not a lot of us here, so we're going to include you in it, make sure you stay awake and that you don't get lazy, because nothing worse than a lazy audience. And yes, I'm mostly talking to you. It's like, what did I do? You know what you did. So we'll do some poems. All the X's seem really weird because it makes it seem like those were all the dead people. Just one next time, like maybe a check mark, because X is like, this person was going to come, but we killed them. We lost them in the war. So anyway, salute to all the X's that are in the seats. We're going to discuss a lot of things tonight. If I do my job right, you will not notice, but we're all going to discuss intersectionality, bigotry, racism, homophobia, LGBTQIA, and people that are against it, bigots, how stupid they are, why the Confederate flag is the dumbest thing ever to still rock on a truck, and other stuff that you may or may not agree with. If you agree with it, cool. If you don't, also cool. Just respect the person who's performing it, and my right to freedom of speech, say what I want to say, and I'll respect your right to not get punched in the nose. Deal? Deal. See how easy that is? We get along so well. I mean, unless you think you take me, in which case, go for it. Except for you, I'm scared of you. You're kind of threatening. Not the mustard, the orange. I'm scared of people who wear pumpkin proudly. Camo, I got you. Orange, I don't know. You might get me with a left hook. All right, let's do some pieces. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you don't have to be silent. You can cheer, scream, yay, boo, clap, snap, fart, whatever you want to do it. Whatever your natural excitement thing is. Some people get excited and fart, man. It happens. That's why I'm way up here, away from you guys. So, do whatever you want to do. Do that thing that you do. Cool? Cool. Whoever brought me in, it's like, we shouldn't pay him too late. You already cut check to the agent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I remember when, I remember when, yeah. I remember when, I remember when, yeah. I remember when, I remember when I lost my mind. There was something special about that day. Even your emotions had an echo and so much space. When I was out there, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't that I didn't know enough. It was that I knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Yeah, probably. So, true story. I'm standing at this restaurant. It was a Subway restaurant. And the guy in front of me had just ordered a 6-inch club sandwich, but he said he wanted every topping that they made and offered on that same sandwich. I was watching this poor person try to stack all that crap on there, And I was like, how in the entire hell, like, do you stomach all those toppings, right? And he turned around and he smiled at me with a mouthful of honesty. And he said, well, it's not so hard to stomach it if it's the first meal of your day, but it's the last meal for your week. And I felt like an idiot, for judging him, right? But then I looked at him a little closer, and I realized that his shoes he had on, were nice or seemed to be nice, kind of full-lip suit, and with those little cell phone over-the-ear Star Trek, earpieces. So I figured, screw him. He's probably some yuppie with a bad taste in timing and jokes, considering how broke most of us are these days during the pandemic. But then I looked even closer than I had a minute ago, and I realized the shoes he had on had actually been blacked out with a magic marker. The pants he was wearing were too big for his body, and the jacket, it didn't actually even match the rest of his outfit, so it wasn't a suit in the first place. His right hand, it looked like it had been broken and never healed right, like he knew what it meant to have to fight for his meal or a place to sleep. And the bulge in his pocket told me he had all $5 for that sandwich in pennies, nickels, and dimes. The look in cashier's eyes said, I'm 16 and a bossing around, which makes me god of the Subway restaurants. So there's no way I'm gonna counter that stupid change for some stinking homeless bum. So I figured maybe I'd buy his meal, like trade it in for his life story. So Finley, this is the story he told me. Nothing. He sat and he separated that sandwich till he made more future meals of it than Jesus could. And I searched the walls of my soul for some portrait of inspiration I could take down and share with him. And the best thing I came up with at the time was, well, so what you used to do before you were homeless? And he said, hell, boy, what do you do now? And I said, sir, you better watch your mouth for who you think you're talking to. You happen to be talking to a professionally touring college poet. And this fool had nerve to laugh lettuce all over the counter. And I thought I had it bad. He said, I guess we're both just starving artists. He said, you must be starving. I guess that makes me the artist. I was like, yo, don't you at least mean that the other way around? And he goes, yo, no, not really. Just then I remembered this movie. I rented one of those red boxes in front of a Walmart, Walgreens, whatever, about some homeless guy who became some big-time millionaire lawyer. And I figured I'd share that with him, and it would get him all happy about his life again, right? But his eyes said, don't you dare. Don't you dare mention Will Smith, his little son Jaden, and that stupid movie Pursuit of Happiness to me. Don't you try to waltz at that analogy like you think it's going to actually cure the common cold. Do you see any cameras around? He asked me, boy, are you waiting for someone to yell action before you start living your life? He said, no, I get it. You thought you heard cut and figured it was okay to give up on yourself, huh? The jacket, he said, the jacket I'm wearing, I did steal at a hotel lobby after overhearing the owner of it set up a date with his secretary but not his wife. The pants I'm wearing, I pulled off a friend of mine who froze to death last year on the homeless shelter stoop. The cell phone earpiece I wear, he said. So when I talk to the voices I hear in the sky that I think are my dead ancestors, or I pray to the God that I still believe in spite of my circumstances, no one thinks I'm crazy. I finished just fine with the rest of the texting not paying attention to where you walking on Tinder, TikTok. Idiots, he said, but the shoes. This is important, y'all. He said, the shoes I'm wearing are mine. Bought and paid for fair and square with my own hard-earned money. See, they've tasted the beaches of Rota, Spain. They've been firmly planted up the butt of Harlem. They have kissed the White House lawn and pretty much loved and lost everywhere from Antwerp down to Austin. He said, if I had my way, boy, they're going to do a lot more of one and a lot less of the other. For more steps than Jericho's got miles. See, I might have lost my way, he told me, but I'm not the lost one standing in his restaurant tonight. He said, me. Not having an address doesn't make me homeless any more than you having one. This means the mailman knows how to find your jail cell. So we both have lives, boy, and we both are living them. And we both should know by now that clothes don't make a man. His heart does. So who knows, he says. Maybe I am, in fact, Jesus incarnate, come down to your Subway restaurant to see if you'd help me out now, so know whether or not later to let you suck the manna from my fingertips in heaven, or maybe I'm just some homeless bum who might be down on his luck, but still smart enough to know the difference between me, you, and 98% of the American population is the skin of our teeth and one paycheck from being homeless just like I am right now, he said. So make no mistake about it, boy. When we both walk out of this restaurant tonight, we are both simply walking out of it as men. So I remember when I lost my mind. There was something special about that day. Even your emotions had an echo in so much. What's your name? Sure. John? Sean. Sean John? Clothing line? No, different person. Okay, just Sean. With an E or H? E, you're Irish. What's your last name? Who? Theo? Steele, Sean Steele. That's your name. That's your name. Like on your ID. How tall are you, Sean? You're 6 feet. You have long dark hair, it looks like. And your name is Sean Steele. I have to ask 3 questions. I apologize. This is turned personal. I have to ask you 3 questions. Do you sell drugs? Do you do porn? Do you sell drugs on porn sites? Do you solve crimes? Why not? You should be doing some combination of those things, Sean. Preferably just the last one in the name of schools and disclaimers. You should solve crimes. Your name is Sean Steele. Okay, we're going to move on. I need you to say it one time. I need you to say my name and then pause and then say, it's Sean Steele. You ready? Little pause, but you after my name and then pause and then it's Sean Steele. My name is Sean Steele. He can do better, right? Like a little bit better? He knew better. Okay, wait. What's your name? Aubrey. Who? Aubrey. Aubrey. Like Aubrey? Yeah.
Most people don't spell it right.
Most people are idiots. But imagine your name is Sean Steele. You can imagine it. You can be Aubrey, you can be Sean Steele. I need you to do this. I'm going to say, what's your name? I'm going to say, my name is Sean Steele. And you're going to say it like your name is Sean, like all the words I can't say. You, all right? You say it like it's Sean Steele, right? All right, you listen. You've been saying your name wrong. How old are you? Are you allowed to say? Sorry, what is your age? 22. You've been saying it wrong for 21 years and 6 months. First 6 months, we let you slide. What's your name?
My name is Sean Steele.
Don't let Aubrey outsteal you, Sean. That's an Aubrey. You gonna take that kind of crap from Aubrey? Aubrey wears camo, kills small animals. You're gonna do better, Sean. Here's your chance. What's your name?
My name is Sean Steele.
All right. You're gonna make noise. We're gonna decide who just won this. You're gonna applaud for who did it better. Round of applause for the Sean Steele. Round of applause for Aubrey as Sean Steele. Let this be a lesson to you, Sean. Don't ever let Aubrey screw with your name. Also, don't ever date Aubrey. They're crazy. But I'm sorry. My name is Ed Mabrey. Like, give me a break. I think that's like, what's the point? My name is Ed Mabrey. I sell used cars. That's how that name sounds. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Chrysler. My name is Ed Mabrey. Can I get you a Sebring? Like, that's what it sounds like. They didn't make Chrysler anymore. It's a joke went over your head. But Sean Steele, you understand how dope I'd have been if they came up when the young lady's up here. She's like, okay, guys, the next up is Sean Steele. You'd be like, who? Where? What's he look like? I have a 6-pack. I have a nice, like a perfectly round butt. You can like flip quarters off of, and they bouncing last in the beer pongs, like pow. Like Sean Steele is like, I wouldn't even do poems. I would just stand here for an hour and look at you. With a shirt that says, yeah, it's me. That's it. Be the whole show, and you'd thank me when I was done. Sean, get it together. What are you doing? Are you in class? You a student? You a teacher? What do you do?
I'm a student.
You're a student. What are you taking?
Masters of Rhetoric.
A who?
Masters of Rhetoric.
Are you serious? Your master's in rhetoric? Which is kind of like, like a master's in, so basically your passive aggressive, so you basically say things that people can't respond because it's already rhetorical. kind of like that question was right now. See, you haven't? Yeah, okay. I like you, Sean. But you need to, just Sean Steele a little more. It's like Blue Steel, Sean Steele, Suzanne there. We'll keep moving. Anyway, let's do another poem. I have to stay here because the cameras, that's weird. I like moving around a lot. Let's do another poem. I can move a little bit? No? Yeah? I like you. More than him. All right, let's do the poem first. I'll get this out the way. Pumpkin Spice, what's your name? Stephanie or Stephanie? Like you're not sure? You give me a fake name? I will so come over there and fart on you. What is your name? Okay, with a PH or with an F? All right, just checking. Ones with an F are freaking crazy. What's your name, Mustard? Maggie. 2 G's, an I and an E. Have you ever listened to the Rod Stewart song? Are you serious? How old are you? You got to be like 19. Ha! Your parents had sex to Rod Stewart. I feel so much better about my life right now. We're going to keep on going. Shelyn is like, this is not what I brought you here for. But you knew you were thinking the same thing. You're like Maggie May, and your parents actually were having sex to Rod Stewart, have you? Now you're creeped out. Have you ever heard the song? So you know the song? Could you sing the song on demand? If I paid you $50, could you sing the song on demand? Yeah. So then you can sing the song on demand. Quit being such a pain in the butt and wanting money all the time. You're greedy. You're already getting here for a free ride. So give me one line. You have to sing it. Just give me one line of Maggie May. Any line. You can just say the line. Oh, Maggie, I wouldn't have cried anymore. And you can actually sing. You suck, man. Go on somewhere. Give it up for Maggie. Make noise for Maggie. Can actually sing. I hate that. You're like, I don't really, and really? No, I've never done this before. It's like, you suck. Oh, now I want to sing the song so bad. I just heard it the other day. Well, we're not going to sing it. I would have done If You Want My Body, but we're in the wrong place for that. I get arrested. Another Rod Stewart song, not a literal thing for the younger people. Let's keep moving because you look bored. You also have your mask off, which is bothering me. Because, I almost died at the restaurant earlier. I'm trying to make it back home without COVID. I don't want to be patient zero to Los Angeles or any other place. All right, let's see. Let's cover some truth. Let's get this out the way. Here's some facts that are not for debate or discussion. I don't really care how you feel about it. They're just truths. I don't make the rules. I just pass them along. The most perfect food ever created on this planet is orange Tic Tacs. Period. Most perfect foods are also orange. Second place is Garrett's cheese popcorn, preferably from the south side of Chicago. After that, let's get back to Tic Tacs. First, only Tic Tac that ever matters is orange. Good, glad we had that talk. Do not trust anyone who eats one Tic Tac at a time. If you ever see anyone eat one Tic Tac at a time, they're a serial killer. You should report them to your nearest faculty, staff, or security guard. White, blue, and green Tic Tacs do not count. Next off, Tic Tacs are not breath mints, they are candy. I don't care what the package says, eat them like they are candy. Half a pack in your mouth at a time is the minimum requirement. Anything less and you're just being pretentious and you're a butt wipe. Next most perfect food ever created was maple, brown sugar, oatmeal, only from Quaker, individual packs. Not for debate. Cream of wheat is for serial killers. And malted meal is just before you were born. Next most perfect food. Fact, cold bologna sandwiches taste like licking concrete. Fried bologna sandwiches taste like French kissing Jesus. You giggled too hard. Your next most perfect food is ramen noodles. However, the big difference is ramen noodles taste infinitely better when you're eating them by choice and not due to financial restraint. You nodded your head on that one. You feel me on that, right? Like when you're grown, you ate them, they're awesome. When you were a kid and ate them, they were sad. Newsflash, they're still sad, but you chose to be sad that day, and that's what makes them awesome. Also, I do believe in miracles. I believe one day the Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl. Don't laugh at that one, I will kick you out. And I believe that someone out there in the planet will love me exactly as I am right now. I know this because Beyonce married Jay-Z. Don't tell Jay-Z I said that. Because he'll kill me. Also, I believe I have the cure for most of your pains. One, I've discovered I will never get the Nobel Peace Prize or Pulitzer or any big award, so I make sure to give this secret out normally at the end of a show, but because there's so few of us, we do it at the top of the show, and that's because it's a very simple thing to do. The cure to end all bigotry, all prejudices, all biasness, all crazy things, is to simply do one thing, and that is this. Introduce yourself. I was born in Cincinnati. I was raised down in Dayton, Ohio, just a few clicks from where we are right now. Back when I thought the Gym City was big, Cincinnati was bigger, and Columbus was a dream come true place to go to. Where making $10 an hour was considered a miraculous feat. Working at a plant mean you had lifetime security. Working for the post office mean you were a god and untouchable. Working at the mall means you got to play free video games and go eat food every now and then. And there's an endless supply of Chinese food spots no matter where you go. Somewhere there's always a car being made. As long as a car is getting made, your granddaughter has a job. Your granddad has a job, so does your dad. Your dad has one, so will you, except you didn't know your dad, therefore you can't really have a job. See, he was a break in the chain as soon as dad left. He walked out the door that one day when he wanted to get a 40 ounce, said he was going to come back soon, but he never did. Turns out he was living 4 blocks up the road and to the right for an entire 20 years of your life. He literally lived a 5-minute walk, but never came to see you. But that's cool, because had he seen you, he'd have seen you. And had you seen him, you'd have seen him. And had you seen him, you wouldn't have become who you are now. And who you are now is standing on the stage right now, explaining to everyone the cure for everything that's bad in life, which is being raised in the Midwest, being an Ohio boy, where if it is warm outside, damn it, you're going to cut some grass somewhere. And if there is snow, you're going to shovel something. I don't care whose it is, where it is. And you're not doing it for money. You're doing it for free because, damn it, one day somebody might need to do it for you. And that's just the way things go. So here you are out here shoveling and scraping the crap out of concrete because it really hurts and it shudders because your mom got that metal shovel, the one that bent up on the edges, but you still got to keep using it. Just like you lived in the projects. You couldn't afford a vacuum cleaner, so you got a broom. But the entire project was covered in carpet. So you swept cat and dog hair with carpet and didn't realize actually that was mom teach you how to be strong. Kind of Mr. Miyagi, but the ghetto version. So instead of wax on, wax off, paint the fence, it was sweep the carpet, it was take out the trash, it was shovel something, it was sweep this, it was rake that, it was cut the grass with a lawnmower that stopped every 5 seconds because it was barely holding on to gas left over from last season, last year that you stole from that car down the street and siphoned that you never knew nothing. But back to the hug. The hug is this. You're raised with the idea of getting to know someone. The first thing you have to do is speak. To speak, I have to say, hi, my name is Ed, and you are. And you say, Aubrey. And in that exact moment, only people in this room, cameras can't see it, right then, your sternum cracks, your ribs split in two. You feel no pain. As your entire center cavity of your chest cracks open, your heart comes out, floats. You grab it, take a sticky note, on it you write Aubrey. My body does the same thing. I grab mine, I write Ed. They switch places. Chest cavity goes back, ribs conceal. Smooth, no stitches, no scars, no pain. We go about our day. You go to wherever you go to. Kroger's, Myers, gas station, McDonald's for a late night coffee fix, something with a latte or pumpkin spice in it more than likely. I go back to the hotel room. Then I go through TSA security tomorrow. And after that, I get home and I meet someone leaving the airport, maybe my Uber driver, and I say, hi, how you doing? He says, cool, what's your name? I need to make sure I'm picking up the right person. I said, well, you're picking up Ed, but wait, actually, you also got Aubrey with you too. And he goes, oh, well, my name is Ken. And as soon as we say names, crack, Sharpie, sticky note, switch. And then you, of course, talk to Pumpkin Spice, who says she's actually Stephanie with a PH instead of F. I mean, she's halfway okay to talk to. Never mind the pumpkin color she wears in October, like we're not going to notice that's on purpose. But then you two speak, and you say each other's name for some weird reason. Normally, friends don't do that, but as soon as you do, your heart switch again. The problem is I can't contact your faculty member to say, hey, can you talk to Aubrey and get my heart back so I can use it, because you've already passed it on. And then you don't talk to Stephanie for maybe like a whole day. And by then, Stephanie talks to Maggie, and Maggie talks to who knows how many freaking people, because Maggie's popular. And the next thing you know, my heart has been passed to about 10 people, and I've done the math, y'all. By the end of a day, my heart goes to about 6 people. By the end of a week, it's 60. By the end of the month, it's 6 million. And I can't find my heart anymore. But also, you can't get yours. But the problem with that is, we don't know who has our heart. But the beauty of that is we don't know who has our heart. So therefore, when you see a man with his knee on my neck and I'm screaming and saying I can't breathe, you'll ignore the fact that he's wearing blue and his other buddies also wearing blue, and some of them have guns and a lot of them are standing around like they really don't care about what's going on in that moment. It's just gonna be another black guy dead, to be honest. Who really cares? Maybe he was passing a $20 counterfeit bill, or maybe he just meant something else, or maybe he didn't mind going to jail. He just didn't want to be on the ground dying. But now he is me, but me ain't really me. See, me is you, because as soon as that last press on my throat, as we get to the 8-minute and 47-second mark, and all of a sudden wherever you are, maybe in that McDonald's, I don't know, having that coffee you wanted to have, hanging out with Stephanie and Maggie, next thing you, no, you can't, because somewhere else your heart is giving out. So then maybe you actually stop and tell the guy, hey, stop. Maybe you put down your camera with the phone in it, or the phone with the camera in it, and you actually do something like get involved. Maybe enough people come around him, he changes his mind and gets his knee off my neck, and suddenly we both take another breath again. So then, God forbid, who choose to walk in which bathroom and what they are or are not wearing at the time suddenly doesn't really matter when they get caught outside, maybe on the campus when the girl can't quite make it to the next blue light emergency phone, but the guy, here's another guy telling a sexist joke about how they all got it coming. If she didn't want it, she wouldn't dress that way. It's pretty cold outside. You see that skirt she's got on? She's got legs for days. I bet you open them up and you can see forever. All of a sudden, he'll stop him. And maybe it's not even so much that he cares about you, to be perfectly honest, but he at least cares about his own life, about something, and he wants to make sure that maybe your heart isn't his heart, actually when it's going to stop beating. So maybe when everyone starts realizing that we all share the same heart, we'll start getting more involved with each other's lives. Otherwise, we might realize that that heartbeat we find to be taking for granted so much could actually be silenced without our ever knowing. So then maybe my cure that'll never get a Nobel Peace Prize is as simple as making sure that we exchange names, because it's a whole lot harder to hurt someone that you've met and got to know a little bit. It becomes a little more difficult to think maybe if I'm going to try to take anything from you that does not belong to me, that's actually like me stealing from myself. So we see someone standing on the balcony saying they're tired of life, don't think they can make it anymore. Maybe we actually stop. Instead of getting a picture of it, talking about how crazy life is on IG, we stop. We tell them, hey, what's your name? And you exchange them. And the sticky notes and the Sharpies. And you talk them down. Maybe you're a loner, so you think the poem is stupid because you really don't actually interact with anyone, but you still see yourself in the mirror every day. So maybe if you just introduce yourself to yourself, exchange your heart with your reflection. Tell your reflection, I trust you with this more than I do myself right now. So you hold on to this part of me. So therefore you'll only take chances when you can see yourself for who you truly are, only in reflections, like when you walk past people's cars, windows on random buildings, or your reflection in the eyes of someone else as you smile and they smile back. You go, there I am. So there must be where my heart went, somewhere on the other side of this prism of glass. Maybe we could get past worrying about the color of our skin and more focused on the content of our character. I don't care if you stand up or sit down when you go to the bathroom, or what kind of makeup or clothes you choose to have on, because I don't know, maybe when I was a kid wearing my mom's shoes at the age of 2 was cute, but at 20 all of a sudden it becomes an abomination. Maybe if you put on lipstick, it just makes you feel better about yourself. And last time I checked, you putting on lipstick doesn't affect my lifestyle at all. So maybe I could just say, hey, you go, you, whoever you are, you look great because you seem happy about yourself. Maybe we quit looking at people like Kanye as crazy when he seems, last time I checked, to actually be doing everything he wants to do. And I ain't saying everything he wants to do ain't a little bit crazy, but I am saying he seems to be more free than a lot of us who sit here and talk and laugh and cheer about him. Maybe wouldn't be buying Tori's album when Megan's still walking around shot in the foot. Maybe we start paying more attention to what actually matters on this planet instead of thinking the planet will take care of itself. Because maybe if we did our history, we'd realize every time the planet takes care of itself, it removes whatever the thing was that was causing it pain in the first place. And last time I checked, we seem to be the thing that is causing it pain in the first place. So maybe we'll stop worrying and thinking this is someone else's problem. Maybe we can get past worrying about what a donkey or an elephant say and realize they're both stupid animals that literally can't speak English. And maybe it doesn't matter if you're in a red or a blue state. When last time I checked, we all breathe the same air and we all have the same basic needs. So maybe we could put someone in that big house about 800 miles northeast of here that actually just simply cares about. And that's it. At the next debate, they don't introduce themselves. Maybe we just need to make those two guys introduce themselves. Shake hands. Just long enough for their hearts to switch places. And maybe we can make tomorrow better than today. Or at least we all could agree that the Bengals deserve a Super Bowl and orange Tic Tacs are the only ones that really matter. Maybe. What's your name? One more time? Jaylecia. Actually, I wasn't talking to you, but we'll take that, Jaylecia. You, in the white. Yes. Kitomi? One more time. Kitomi. Did I say that right? No. Damn it. He told me. I'm sorry. He told me. Nice to meet you. Are you a student? Are you a teacher? You're just here hanging out?
No, I'm a student.
Awesome. What are you taking?
Education, computer, and literature. And Sean is my tutor.
Sean's your tutor?
Yeah. So this is the first time I met him here.
Ah.
He's been teaching me online,
He's been teaching you online.
and I just heard his name. Oh, it's Sean Steele.
Okay, we got to fix. So here's the deal. So you have to be socially distanced, but that's what, 6 feet? Okay, Sean, I need you to scoot over to where you're outside of 6 feet, but closer to the person you're tutoring. I'm so serious. I don't work here, so I can say all kind of crazy stuff because I don't have to come back. Again, stay outside of 6 feet. I'm not gonna say Ed made us stand together with kids. No, stay 6 feet away. Just you know. That is how crazy is that, right? That's so awesome. And that's your tutor. What's he tutoring? Mask? Is it private? It's private?
What's that?
What is he tutoring?
The writing, because English is my second language.
Oh. So you know more than one language, Sean? You know more than one language? You're teaching English. You know more than one language. You son of a bitch. Anyway, I didn't use the word. So your name is Sean Steele. You are 22. You have long brown hair. You are 6 feet tall, and you're a tutor, and and you're bilingual. You have to fight crime. At least be like a private investigator. Okay, here's what's gonna happen for the next week, like starting on Monday. Anytime you meet someone, whether they ask or not, even if they already know who you are, you're gonna say your name to them. Just try it for a week and see what it does for you. I'm just curious. No matter who, like, you're gonna be your friends. Look, yeah, but as Sean Steele, I think this. Just say it. They'll be like, dude, we know you are. You talking to third person? No, Sean Steele isn't talking to third person. Say it anyway. Just say it over and over again for a week. The people you know, every time you meet someone, hi, I'm Sean Steele. We know you. Okay, but I'm Sean Steele. Just say it. And then after that, either say private investigator or professional tutor. I'll accept either one. Have to say it for a week. Deal? Let's try it. I'm Sean Steele. Private tutor. Professional tutor, because private tutor sounds creepy. So, I'm Sean Steele. Professional tutor. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's mark a question. I need to be more of a, okay, try this. I need you to say, and I don't care if you're a pacifist because I'm not actually going to do it. I need you to say, one more step and I'll kick your ass. Go.
One more step and I'll kick your ass.
Now, say the other line that way. can do this. I'm Sean Steele, professional tutor.
I'm Sean Steele, professional tutor.
There it is. There's a little more like stank on the end of it. That's all I wanted was a stank. We can keep going. I just want the stank on it. That's STANK, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep moving. You guys are really wondering what the hell's going on. We have to make this balanced though, because you in the middle, halftime without the mask. What's your name? Nasia? Nasia. What year are you? Freshman. What do you want to do? What are you pursuing?
I'm in school for majoring in teaching and education, and I'm also a poet.
You're a poet? Like you got poems. You got pockets? You have more than one poem? You have any of them memorized? You have everything memorized. So you're gonna read a poem in a minute?
You want me to? Yes, I will.
I'm gonna do a piece, you're gonna do a piece. Deal? I'm gonna do a poem right now, and then I'm gonna introduce you, and you're gonna come do a poem. And say your name one more time. Nasia. I wanna hold on to it. Nasia. I'm bad with names. So my name's Ed. Nasia. I'm gonna do a poem, and you're gonna do a poem. Give you time to get ready for your poem. All right, let's do the next one. Normally when someone big and black gets on the stage, the first thing everyone gets worried about is that you're gonna talk about a lot of militant stuff and Black Lives Matter and how white people are the devil, random stuff like that. Especially if you're big, black, 6 feet tall, 300 pounds, and have 3 feet of hair, of locks. Or they wanna know where the weed is and I don't smoke, which is stupid, because I'm not Rasta. Locks just mean you have locks. Anyway, but I do believe in revolution. I do believe Black Lives Matter because I'm black and my life happens to matter. It's just the way it works out. I didn't know I was black until last week, but my mom informed me. So now that I know, I kind of started spreading the word. I just thought I was, had a really big tattoo. But it turns out I'm black. So hi, my name is Ed Mabrey. I am black. Everyone say hi, Ed. Hi, Ed. And say congratulations. Thank you, because it feels like a curse, but oftentimes I've discovered it's a gift. It does certain things, like it keeps stupid people pretty far away from me. People who are scared about themselves keeps them far away from me. The few that decide to come close to me pretty much learn real quick they should probably stay far away from me. Funny how that works. But revolution actually means revolving evolution, right? Like when you do this kind of thing, you try, right? Something at the same time. So revolving evolution, constant change. Constant change is evolution. So there's many things these days that are revolutionary. Like what? I'm glad you asked. To love somebody. In our current administration, it's considered a revolutionary act. Your parents deciding to have you when they had no way to figure out what they were gonna do, Maggie, that you weren't planned. So that was a revolutionary act. It was a backseat, some car after one too many beers and some cheer wine, and it went down. And instead of going, nope, not doing it, they said, we'll do it. What's gonna happen? We'll figure it out. That was it. It's a revolutionary act. Love is revolution. Choosing who you wish to be is revolution. Going to college is a very revolutionary act because you are spending your own money in the future, banking on yourself, making enough money to pay that back off and live a happy life. You are assuming the degree you're gonna get is actually gonna be worth something by the time you get out. And if not, you still enjoy all the stuff you learn in the meantime, between time. So point of fact, never mind your faculty, if you're not taking something you believe in, switch. Life is too short to just pursue money because last time I checked, they can take it from you anytime they want, but they cannot take away your happiness. So if you really want to be an underwater basket weaver, then that's the class you should take. If you really want to be a professional mime for the blind, that's the degree you should get. Okay. So there is a revolution, right? It spins like the world on its axis so fast it carries no sound, no image, not even a vibration. However, if you run fast, like a child, and then come to a sudden stop in your sprint, you will hear it or you'll feel it just seconds behind you or a lifetime ahead. See, right now, there's a Vietnamese boy running through a field with a pair of Nikes tucked under his arm. He's dodging bullets like raindrops. His blistered feet are racing through the grass and mud, but the metaphor is that he's actually racing against consumerism and capitalism because the shoes are not for him. They're for his grandmother. So that all that time she actually did back in the day in the rice paddy fields, she can now wear those and find some gentleness in the monotony of her life. See, and right now, boy, well, he just found a rock. And he checks the weight of it for strength. He checks the grooves in it for accuracy. And then he darts off with his fist held high, signaling to the other kids that the stickball game was officially on, never knowing that the stone he holds is one of the last remaining pieces to a church bombed years ago in Alabama. And the sound he hears later that afternoon when he cracks a home run into the sky. It's not the tinkling of broken glass from Miss Johnson's window, but it's actually 4 little black angels crying tears of joy, cheering him as his feet hit every base. And right now, in some Soviet town where the red curtain might be tattered, but it still casts a blood-stained glow over everyone living there, and names like Stalin and Lenin and Putin still bring shivers colder than the Hudson in December, and ideas like freedom, democracy, and optimism can still get you shot and killed if you are lucky. There's a girl sticking her hand into a military bonfire, ignoring the pain and crackling of her own skin. She removes a half-charred book which reads Holy Bible, and she tucks it underneath her shirt, not for warmth, y'all, but for salvation. Right now, in this city, some meth addict waited 10 minutes before going to get high and says, God, please, tomorrow, let me fight that urge off for 20 minutes before I go. Some rouge-faced girl with bags beneath her eyes and a behind beneath her legs, which both belie her age, stood on the corner waiting for some bus to get her to school when some old, creepy man rode up flashing crisp $20 bills to get her in his Chevy Silverado. She hopped on the bus and went home for the first time in months. Can you hear me now? See, a boy ran for his life just to go to school today. Some girl got smacked and called a bitch in some crappy car, being forced to leave her purse behind her. But not her virginity. There's a revolution happening every moment of every day. It is not black power nor white power. It is not scary nor tyrannical. It is not Hitler nor Gandhi, Malcolm nor Martin, Osama nor is it even Noriega. Instead, it's a young couple's kiss behind some high school bleachers. Or maybe it's an old couple holding hands in the mall. It is loving someone intensely for 5 minutes and then letting them go when the slow song ends. It is your misfiring synapses. It is your heartbeat that still keeps going, sounding like some drummer boy hell-bent on getting through his spiritual desert. It is writing a poem or even hearing one. Matter of fact, if we get down to it, it's just your inhale and all your exhale. If you think I'm playing, especially since the masks cover half our faces, take a look at somebody else in this room right now, pretty please. For real. Take a look in their eyes. Hold that stare for at least 3 seconds without being nervous or feeling insecure about yourself. If you do, you'll see the battle being fought in their eyes. If you stare longer than 3 seconds, you'll simply recognize it's a reflection of the same war that's being fought inside you. And that's the effort to live your life the way you wish every moment of every day. And that, Finley, is a real battle. And if you learn how to win that one, that is what we call real revolution. So no matter what else you walk out of here tonight remember your key in life is to inhale and exhale. Is just live and then let other people live. Can all 20 of you hear me now? Good. Because the life you just learned how to save was your own. Nasia, right? Did I say it correctly? All right. Coming all the way from row 3, fresh off an international tour, sold out everywhere. Can't believe she honored me with her presence tonight. Had to have her come here and do a poem. I've been studying her work for years, ever since I was like 3 months old, trying to figure out how to do poems better. I'm about to sit down and take a lesson real quick. If you have a left hand and if you have a right hand, you're going to make them fight club each other right now and make noise for Nasia.
Okay. I'm gonna let you. Okay. All right.
Don't spit on them.
Simple. Okay, I'm not. All right. All right. My name Nasia. I'm from Dayton. I go to school here. I'm a freshman, and yeah. This poem, I actually won a poetry slam at my high school, my senior year, and I just decided to do this one here too. So, okay, it go like, it's called Painted Pictures. So it go like, I hate to be that writer that might paint pictures of pain. I could push the pencil with my mental and paint me in the rain. I feel like I've been locked up, so I'm breaking out these chains. I got a lot of seas in my life. I feel like I done overplayed. You see, I'm walking down this long road. I feel like I ain't going home. You ever been inside a crowd, but yet you still fall alone? Yeah, that's me. I want to feel I done made it, even if I haven't. My dream is right in front of me. I still can't even grab it. To be a good person, I'm trying to keep it all a habit, but these problems that I'm facing kind of getting really tragic. You see, I'm living in this world where people will degrade you, where if you're doing something good is when mostly people hate you, where only if you make it, people claim they made you, when your main homie get jealous and take any risk to break you. You see, I pray to God all the time, like, why you always take from us? Jay and Devin gone, and it hurt, because they ain't waking up. My brother locked up. I told him, boy, you need to straighten up. I can't get off my grind. It's my time, so I'm going to take it up. You ever been through a struggle? It ain't like mine. You ain't hung out on that block after nighttime. You ain't ever lost no sister to that white line. I'm standing in that shade, but I'm still letting my light shine. That's from a song that I wrote. You can't live in belief if don't nobody have hope. You ain't made it to the top until you been told no, and you fall back down, get back up and gotta go. Don't you know there's a hell and hello? There's a good and goodbye. There's a lie and believe. If in the word life, I don't know when that's gonna end. Life ain't been my best friend. It takes and it gives. Certain people will sin. You see, I'm still painting this picture. I hope you hear my words like you read it from a scripture. Afraid to come on stage because I've been closing like a zipper. I had to start this game from the jump, just like the tipper. I'm living this life again, a sense of deja vu. I ran in the house to get away from the storm, and the rain started leaking through the roof. I promise I won't stop. It's too much I gotta prove. Moral of the story, you can't win if you don't lose. All right. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Y'all can better make some noise for Nasia. Tearing it up on the microphone.
Oh, I forgot. I ain't forget it, but I ain't do the rest of it because I ain't want to. Go ahead. You want me to finish it?
No, you done sat down now. It's too late, homie. You done blew it. You shouldn't have told nobody the secret. You want to take? I appreciate that. You don't mess up my show. I get it. That's love. That's love. Matter of fact, cool. Let's do this then. This is for Nasia. It's for everybody, but it's for Nasia. What did you do? What did you say? Did you walk or did you run away? Where are you now? How have you been? Did you come alone or did you bring some friends? I need to know this, because I noticed you smiling out in the sun, having fun and feeling free. And I can tell you know how hard this life can be, but you keep on smiling for me. You keep smiling. It's just a way to keep enemies away. Smile. Even when you're having a bad day, smile. Even with your mask on, smile. Those who are crazy will recognize your happiness. Those who are sane will think you crazy, so smile. When the bills are due and there's not enough money inside pockets, smile. When sisters gone from the same line, brother slung. When brother hung low, deep, behind bars locked up, trust in process, that's just Simba waiting on trial. See a lot of scars in your life. Eventually you become a Mustafa, Mufasa, leader, follower, never father, always, not always present. So therefore street lights hang and shed light, illuminating on corner boys and girls as they sling rocks from 614 to 937 to 513. But we understand that those numbers are just numbers, like we also understand that fingers are just signs, and the only language you really need to get is this. No does not mean Wakanda forever. It's actually, in the real world, sign language for love. Which means through an entire movie you watched black people walking all day, every day for almost 3 hours saying love. And how crazy is the subliminal message in that? So love is what gets us through these moments to realize that we more than likely stood on the same corner. Me, 4921 Prescott, also the Soda Bass, also Princeton Courtyards, also West Side by Merton Lane Avenue, over the 2345 Lakeview from Lakeview Palisade Projects, not to mention Hoover, always uptown Hoover Dog Boys. Got to make sure you represent yourself properly. RTA bus ain't enough, 75 cents. You jump in the back and ignore the guy when he says you need to pay money. You tell him best step back, otherwise you pull back the heater you got. If he ain't cool enough, he get warm real quick. I serve ice on a regular basis. I'm nice on a daily basis. The stasis of this point is this: homeo as in homo, as in stasis, as in stasis, as in still, as in static, as in nasia, still, we understand one another. We speak from the same bird, because I understand Getty was a lot more than the address Lincoln gave. It was just a place for them Lincolns to gave. Used to cruise on regular basis, tilted back in a deuce and a quarter, a 40 ounce of malt liquor, a red wine, whatever they sold for less than $1.50 that no one cared about. With your lottery tickets, your cigarettes, you buy Lucy's and smoke went off. We lit up candy cigarettes, mimicking the big boys, while the big boys mimicked the daddies they never had, and the daddies never had sat in jail writing letters saying, please don't be like me, but they never got sent off because no money got put on books, which means no stamps. So only stamps you got was the food ones your mother cash, oftentimes flipped 5 for 10, 10 will get you 20, therefore more cash come in. The cash that comes in simply goes to layaway to keep baby boy or baby girl going the right way, so therefore mama and daddy spend money to get you to Findlay, while big boy sits up doing big time, while girl snuffed white lines is just full circle. We understand the concept of Hakuna Matata and the circle of life. We just get it stuck sometimes, because sometimes systemic racism wasn't a word we used in the 70s and 80s, and by the time you came around, you learned it the hard way. After signing on dotted line, after sisters 6 feet under but still speaking, pushing flowers up for you to smell her beauty through the groundwork, go back to your dating in that corner, and I promise you, you will smell the essence of her coming through, and it'll be a lot like sour apple now latest, the pickles you used to get from the corner store, the ranch Doritos, the spicy hots with a can of Faygo, the Mike Sell chips, the green onion. It'll sound like I dare you. It'll sound like tag. It'll sound like freeze. It'll sound like freeze tag. It'll sound like I bet you was under the age of 13 the first time you heard a cop say freeze. I bet you between then and then you heard one say something, and freeze wasn't part of the process. Heard your gun click before you ever heard someone say love. Heard love not as often as you should have. See, we understand that sometimes we have to speak to everyone, and sometimes we got to speak to ourselves, because me, third generation only child, understands that doesn't mean I don't have sisters in this space right now. So sister, we ain't always got to hear the color purple come through Suge Avery's voice to know, sister, you've been on my mind. Sister, it's been a long time, but see, you're getting your due. The food chain Hakuna Matata circle of life breaks with you, because you ain't doing lockup or 40 ounces or the white line. You ain't 6 feet under, but you're 6 feet up standing. That's why you seem to keep growing in spite of your age, growing. That's like a rose through the concrete beyond the Tupac, growing, keeping yourself up like a Phineas Shakur, fed into that child, growing. So one got slaughtered so millions could live and keep on through B-boy times, growing. So be the black star shining in the universe like Mos Def and Talib Kweli in the middle of a Findlay. The same place where I know I got a few weird stares today going in and out of restaurants, but still made sure they understand I just have as much purpose as being here as do you. So yes, I was here to eat my lobster risotto, and yes, I know exactly what the hell risotto is, and yes, I will enjoy the hell out of it, and yes, you will think I'm not because you see sweatshirt, but you didn't read what it actually says, and I'm warning you right now, it says peace through process. It says peace through process, but don't confuse my peace for weakness. Like my smile is not an inferiority complex. It's actually me holding a crescent moon against my mouth, because if I open it, you'll feel the full eclipse of the sun burn and blaze you. How do you think I got this dark? I was born the same color as you. I've gotten dark because I've sucked in so much of the darkness from you. Kind of like that John Coffey guy from the movie, from the Stephen King book, The Green Mile, and they called him Coffee, but his first name was John, like the drink, but only spelled different. But no one caught the metaphor that initials meant JC, as in Jesus Christ, like he was an angel come down, like most angels be black, because God, of course, be whatever God is, and we ain't for certain, because that's kind of up for debate and everything, since it's part of your model behind me on the side. However, what we at least do know that Jesus certainly wasn't the blue-eyed blonde dude we saw. That was more like Keanu Reeves' cousin, or like Brad Pitt with a nice six-pack and a robe on and tunic and hip outfits and sandals sitting back like, what's up, dude? You should believe in something. But instead, we understand he at least had some kind of melanin, which means means I have closer contact to God than the same people who called me nigger growing up in the 70s, and I didn't even realize it should have offended me because we heard it so much. I just thought it was like a middle name or a nickname that I got on the west side, or maybe Brookfield over by Kahana, other part of Columbus, the north side area, or I don't know, maybe the east side of Dayton when you went to the Dayton Mall, the Centerville, to Miamisburg, anywhere outside of your own hood, but on 4921 Prescott up towards Gettysburg by Hickorydale, Fairport Junior High, and Middledale High School. Then all of a sudden we dropped it and made a GA out of it, as in generally speaking, I will whoop your butt if I hear the ER, because the ER on the means apparently that must be where you want to go, or you wouldn't be calling me that, son. So then the hands go up, we start to fight, the cops come in, and they see one color skin they don't identify with, so surely that must be the monster, and that is how it goes. And I can say, hi, thank you for coming to Poetry Night. My name is Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry, hi, thank you for coming to my Poetry Night. My name is Eric Garner. Hi, my name is Tamir Rice. No, that's too close to home. Hi, my name is Aubrey. No, hi, my name is Brianna. Hi, my name is, insert your name here. Insert your name here. And we could just add a hashtag to yours, and a hashtag to yours, and a hashtag to yours, or we can black out your profile on Facebook. So no more tutoring from Sean Steele, because only Steele we know around here is the kind we pull back in Glock Hammer style. Hashtag yours, and then we can hashtag yours, and we could hashtag yours, and we can drop flowers and teddy bears and make murals, and we can paint your face on the side of buildings, and we can say all Aubreys matter across the front of the sidewalk until someone comes up and says, no, I believe in the world of Maggie, so forget all these Aubreys, and we decide to paint over that until Aubrey people come out, and then Maggie supporters walk up and they start to have arguments over which one's better, the Aubreys or the Maggies, and in the midst of all that, Nation's just trying to get an education. Trying to read a book or two, trying to make it from this part of campus to this part of campus without feeling less than anybody else. But the only thing she sees as black in the space is the concrete that she walks on, and even that part, see, the sidewalks are at least gray, which is kind of like a shade of white, but the middle of the street is the black part where you're not allowed to walk, only cross. So only cross when black. Don't stay in center area where there's black. Yellow in the middle is your caution line. Be careful. The white lines tell you where you can and cannot go in this world. Oh my God, all of a sudden we start thinking everything around us becomes systemic racism, and right then the room becomes really uncomfortable, because just a little while ago the guy was doing a lot of jokes and he was really funny and things are really cool, but then you have to remember that poetry is just a form of prophecy, and prophecy is just a form of teaching, and preachers are just a form of preaching, and no one told you this is a poetry show except the person who introduced me on the stage, and I told them not to read my bio because my bio doesn't matter, because my bio doesn't tell you who I really am and who I am. It's her. Except I never went to college, but I've performed at over 200 of them now without the degree, because my daddy was a 40 ounce that never came back home. And my mother was 3 jobs, so she couldn't really see me because she was too busy trying to see me in the future. So, hi, my name is, insert your name here. I'm you. Had you been born me. So remember, the next time you think things are so hard for you, you're still here. You still have time to make a difference. If not in my life or yours, then do it for Nasia. I'm sorry, I said your name wrong. It's Dr. Nasia, who happens to be the only person qualified to do the surgery that your grandkid needs in 20 years. I'm sorry, it's attorney at law, Nasia, who is going to defend your kid when they're wrongfully accused of something. No, it's just accountant Nasia, who's going to make sure you get the proper tax breaks because the 1% keeps screwing you over. It's lawn manicure business owner Nasia, who keeps your front yard looking good. It's Dennis Nasia, who, when that bigot punched all the teeth out your kid's mouth, gave them their smile back. It's life insurance agent Nasia, who made sure that even after you were gone, you could provide for your family. No, I'm sorry. It's kindergarten teacher, Nasia, who raised your little ones up and told them right from wrong. Or it's just human Nasia, the one who is so busy being here trying to be, human. In Pennsylvania, the lieutenant governor is married to a woman of color. Awesome lady from what I heard, very nice. She went to a grocery store that she goes to all the time. And went viral just a few days ago. She left the store because there was a lady, literally, an old wrinkled white woman with one tooth. Sounds like a hella stereotype and trope. You can look it up. She's a whole white woman with literally one right here, like just this one, just that one, extra big. And through the whole time there, she said, "Why are you here? You should get out. Why are you here? You should get out. Get out, you don't belong here. Not you don't belong in the store, not you don't belong in the city, not you don't belong in Pennsylvania, you don't belong in this country." So this woman of color, not black, but woman of color. And ironically enough, she was so bigoted and so excited in her bigotry that she kept calling this woman, who's not a black woman, but a woman of color, nigger. She just kept saying it. To the point, the woman didn't realize she was talking to her. She looking like, "Oh my God, who are you talking to? Like, you're so rude and mean. Who is this?" "Oh, it's me." And this lady stopped shopping, and she followed this other lady all the way out to the car, the wife of the lieutenant governor, which the lieutenant governor is like vice president to a mayor. And so this would be like the second lady, so the second lady of this town in Pennsylvania. And she pulls up and she's filming her, and outside her car, she pulls down her mask to say it one more time. And I realized, rather than get mad about it, I was actually kind of sad because I got the old lady's point, right? The only word she had was that word to use, but it's not what she meant. So I decided I would make a poem to explain to people what she meant, because I don't want everybody getting like, oh, mad at her, like, screw her, old lady, kick her ankle. Like, no, let's translate. So I've lived long enough and been around enough people who don't look like me. I made my own little dictionary. So I have vocabulary things, so I translated. So what the old white woman in the viral video on Twitter was actually saying to the woman of color when she called her the N-word. "Hey, why don't you go back to where you came from?" Translation: I don't remember when I lost control of my own life, but who I am now is never who I planned on being. Hey, you should go back to where you came from. What she meant was, your presence here is a constant reminder that I failed at most things I wanted to be. Without you here, I wouldn't have to think about that so much. Hey, N-word, you hear me talking to you? Nobody in my family respects me or even speaks to me anymore. Some of these teeth didn't get lost because of cavities. My husband, if you can call him that, he likes his steak cooked a certain way. And if I don't cook it exactly the way he wants, well, you paint your own picture. But I won't leave him, because who's there to go to? Hey, get in your car and go back to where you came from actually means if you open the back door while no one's looking, can I get inside? Can I go with you? I don't care where we go, as long as I don't have to stay here. Because here don't look like what it was supposed to. Hey, go back to where you came from. I read how you were an illegal immigrant and undocumented, and how you built yourself up. And then after you did that, you married the lieutenant governor. How did you find the strength to do all these things when I'm still just me? Go back to where you came from actually meant I thought my white privilege was an unlimited credit card that could buy me anything I wanted for the rest of my life. But now that the checks come I can't afford to pay. My looks aren't what they used to be. I can't trophy myself in the free drinks at the corner bar anymore. The dive looks like a dive, and the Walmart won't even accept my application. I can't spell very well because I used to look in a way that people just handed me things, and the world was at my feet, and everyone said I was a trophy, and no one told me that trophies eventually either collect dust, rust, or get forgotten and tossed aside. And I got tossed aside a long time ago. So hey, how did you find so much beauty in that brown skin when there's so many people who look like me who claim they hate you? Hey, we don't actually hate you. I just want to know, how come the sun loves you so much, and how come light bounces off of you when I am made to absorb it, but I still don't seem to radiate no matter what happens, unless I get angry, then red comes up in my face, and at least then I feel flushed with color, and I can examine others like it's x-ray vision. Hey, why don't you go somewhere? Because anywhere you go has to be better than here, and this place is not worthy of you. Hey, why don't you go somewhere, you stupid N-word? Yeah, I know you're not actually black, but if I ask you what you are, you might tell me, and I might know where that is on the map, and that'll just show how ignorant I am. Hey, if you leave, I can keep telling myself that everything is going just fine. All right, do one more piece, and I'm going to shut up and get out of here. After this will be the after party. The after party is wherever you go. And all the drinks are on me. Go to the nearest Waffle House, tell them Ed sent you, and all the water is my treat. Have all the ice you want. What's your name, ball cap? Who was it? Oh. I don't want to call you O. I want to call you your name. What's your name? Olanefe. Ah, look at that. And next to Olanefe? Lana. Really? Olanefe, Lana? You should have just made up something up, Lana. Let Olanefe show. Olanefe, Lana. Olanefe, I'd be like, LaQuasia. Like, just, match him. All the way in the back. Yes. Adrian? Avery. Avery? Like Tex? You related to Tex? Are you really related to Tex? Oh, asshole. I thought you were. I was like, oh my God, you're related to Tex. The wacky world of Tex Avery? Tex Avery, cartoons? No? Okay, I am getting older. Who's next to you there, Avery? Morgan? Freeman? Oh, just, things happen. Surgeries change. You? Sure. Who? Lauren. Next to Lauren. Aww. With an E on it? Aww. Say hi, my name is Haley. I knew it would sound like that. Haley's always sound musical. They can't help it, even if they're angry. Say, I'm mad. I'm mad. See? Does she sound mad? No, it's like, I'm mad. You're like, oh, look at you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are mad. And they're like, shut up. You're like, oh, wow, Haley's crazy. Right here. Isabblle? One L. Oh, so you're a fake one. Never mind. I'm so kidding. Yeah. Kate? Faith. Okay, George Michael. Two-tone. No, two-tone. You have two tones of hair color. You know who you are. You did this. It's not, you didn't born. If you were born that hair color, then you're special and a mermaid. What's your name? Laura. Laura? Okay, regular. Tell Laura I love her. Find that song. It's hilarious and very messed up. Never heard Tell Laura I love her? It's an old song. You know what it's about? Do you remember? Find the song and listen to it, and then you'll hate me later. You. Bailey. Oh, the B, like beetle. Got it. Over here. As in the witch. She's like, yes, as a matter of fact. Okay, careful. Down. Calm down. No spells. And you're with? Did I ask you that earlier? Is there another Haley in here? Oh, Haley and Haley. You don't sound as happy as that, Haley. Sometimes? Is this your friend, Sabrina? You good friends? Is she your best friend? One of them. How can you have more than one best friend? I think I just screwed up your relationship. Sabrina, are you Haley's best friend? Probably not. Awkward. Ready to move on. Met you. Oh yeah, I met you because you mistaked the last time. All the way in the back over there. Alexis or Alexa. Ah, boo! I was gonna make you do things. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, fetch me something. Alexa, call my Uber. Alexa, give me some pizza. Alexa, wash my feet. Camera person.
Boomy.
One more time.
Boomy.
Doomy.
Boomy.
Boomy. With a B. Boomy. Ah, it's a character from Avatar, but that's a whole nother joke. Avatar people? Boomy? Okay. You? Ethan. As in Hunt, Hulk, or just Ethan? Alan? I got a lot of Ethans. Any of it? All right, I want you to say Sean Steele. Say, my name is Sean Steele.
My name is Sean Steele.
You tried though. I give you credit for the try. Am I missing anyone? Ah, my favorite person. Sexual Chocolate. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Sean Steele.
See? That's, it's a good start. It's like Remington is up there. Like, have you ever watched Remington Steele, Sean? You've never watched, your name is Sean Steele. Google Remington Steele. He's like, whatever. I used to like black people till tonight. It's funny because it's true. No, I'm messing with you, dude. Look at Remington Steele. Pierce Brosnan played a PI, private investigator. He later became like James Bond. He's a famous actor. But yeah, like for a while he was Remington Steele. You have to hear how he says Remington Steele, and then you say Sean Steele. Like, I'm just sorry. I'm going to steal your name on the flight. I'm going to tell some lady. What do you know? I just came from performing poetry. It's a cover. I'm actually a private investigator. Oh, what's your name? Steele. Sean Steele. Oh, she's going to love me so much. Until I drool in my mask again. I got everybody. I think, last but not least. It's not how she normally says it. She's high off of apple cheesecake. She had a lot of cheesecake. She also physically threatened our waitress. I'll tell you about that later. She wanted barbecue sauce for her steak on the side, and they didn't really have barbecue sauce. It was more like ketchup with like some sugar mixed in it or something. And she grabbed the lady by the back of her neck and tried to shove her face in like, what the hell is this? I asked for barbecue sauce. What is this? And the lady's like, I'm so sorry, man. She's like, see this? I'll make you bleed in here and I'll make a barbecue sauce. And I was like, holy crap. It got real. It got like really, really real. And then I was like, I won't do it because I'm in front of Ed. She let her neck go. Whew, it was really like tense. It was exciting. All right, let's do this. And then I think we're definitely probably past an hour. So thank you for putting up with my lunacy. Are we okay? We have any questions? All you guys, I asked your name. You have any questions for me? I'm sorry if I do the poem before we shut down. American Airlines. I had a connection in Charlotte. I wear 13 and a half. You don't want to be in these shoes. Also, okay, no, for real. No, see, it's cool. The way I got here is this place called Chubby Love. And I'm a dancer there. And Sharinda came in during office hours. And I got a picture with her at a lap dance. And it closed down because of the pandemic, and I needed some money. And someone was like, hey, like there's tons of money if you tour schools and perform. And I was like, how the hell am I ever gonna get into schools and perform? And I was like, oh wait, and I checked my phone and I still had the picture of me giving the lap dance because my knee went out, so I fell on her a little bit. Just a little bit, but the oil helped, so I kind of slid right off, but I got a shot. And the timestamp was on there, and she's supposed to be in a very important staff meeting here. So I was like, look here, this can go public, or I could come up here and do what I want to for an hour, and it's $14,000. That's my fee, and free cookies and water. And she was like, "You son of a bitch!" And she wrote the check. So I started doing poetry over 20 years ago at this point. Everybody that's 20 or under, say hey. All right. So when your mom and your dad met each other, made a very vital life decision. I was walking into my first open mic because I got my heart broken, and I could not afford therapy. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just go here and I'll make everybody feel depressed as me, and then I'll never come back because I will embarrass myself." And I did a poem that was very long. How long was it? It was so long, I typed it on a typewriter, and it took me 4 weeks to read the whole poem. I would get up when it was my turn, and I'd read the poem until the MC would say, "Stop!" Literally, I would just keep going until he said stop, and I'd sit down. On the 4th week, I got a standing ovation. Not because it was so good, but because I said, "This is part 4 of 4," which meant I was over. And everyone was like, "Yes, yes." And they clapped for me. This is not being fun. It's actually a true story. I was like, "Oh, he's joking again. This is the truthful part, and you're not laughing." So yeah, I did that poem for 4 weeks, and I got out my system. I got the ugly cry with the snot and the tears out, like Gladiator style. And the next week came, I was like, "I'm never going back to that place again." I made a fool of myself for 4 weeks straight, and I felt the urge to go back. So kind of like get used to going to church every Sunday, just kind of go sometimes. No disrespect, it just happens. So I went back, and people were like, "Yo, we're glad to see you, and we're glad you got that crap out your system." And some elders in the community in Columbus, Ohio, at a place called Snaps and Taps. That's where I first started, was Snaps and Taps. And they're like, "Yeah, we think there's something special about you in terms of your poetry. Not the crap you did, but the crap you're gonna do." And then after you do that crap, then you're gonna get some good stuff. So we want to encourage you. And they gave me a poetry book called the Black Poets Anthology, and they said the deal is you cannot read another poem in this venue until you've read that entire book. And I was like, "I don't know you. Do what the hell I want to do. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm in my 20s, so I'm listening to you." But I didn't. I actually read the book. And I did not do a poem until I read the entire book. And it covered everything from Paul Laurence Dunbar, who was from Dayton, Ohio, whose front porch actually is where all the crack prostitutes sit because the police won't mess with it because it's a historic district. From Paul Laurence Dunbar all the way up to modern day poets in that anthology. And something clicked, and I started writing poems and showing up every week and writing and sharing poems, and met other people who wrote and shared poems, and we did open mics. Then one day the owner of the venue said, "Hey, we're gonna do a poetry contest. Winner gets $10 whole." And I was like, $10? Yeah, I'm in. So I did that, and I lost. I lost every week for a year. I didn't specifically lose. I got 3rd place, but 3rd place was the same as losing because it was last. How often did you lose? Funny you ask. I lost so much, the owner of the venue would put my name on the 3rd place envelope, which was just free admission for the next week. He put my name on the envelope before the contest started. He would say, "Ed, you want it now, you want it later?" "Screw you, Todd. Watch tonight, man. I'm going to win. You'll see." And I get up and do my poem, and I set myself on fire, and I bring dogs, and I was going all in, just like, And 3rd place, and I'm like, so I lost for a whole year, and then I won, and then I didn't lose for a year and a half. And then somebody's like, "Yo, there's this thing called Poetry Slam," and you compete. We're like, it's called a poetry contest. We started it in Columbus, Ohio. So that's how dumb we were. Poetry Slam was already going on all over the country. We had never heard of it, and we called our stuff a poetry contest. Found out about Poetry Slam. I went and did that. My team came in second to last of all the teams in the country. I came in like top 10 as an individual. And some people were like, "Yo, you're pretty decent." And one of those people's name was Roger Benera-Gard, who's a National Book Award winner and nominee. Somebody was like, "Yo, I like your stuff." And that person's name was Bo Sia, very famous poet. Somebody was like, "Yo, you should hang out with us and write and do poems sometime." And that person's name was Saul Williams. Somebody else was like, "Yo, I kind of like your stuff too." And that person's name was Taylor Molly. Then Mum's the Schemer, Ursula Rucker, Jessica Care Moore, Reggie Gibson, who was the original writer for Love Jones, old movie. Mark Smith himself was like, "Yo, come to Chicago, perform at the Green Mill. It's my venue. You love it." Hakeem Adabuti, The Last Poets, Umar Ben Hassan, Amir Baraka, Nikki Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez. All the Last Poets, not just Umar Sobabatu, Abi Odun, on and on. People started saying, "Yo, you should perform. You should slam here, perform here, go here, perform here, slam here." And I kept doing it, and it was kind of cool. And then one day I did it, and someone handed me money at the end of the show. And I was like, I get paid? They're like, yeah. I was like, this is awesome, and you're stupid. I was doing this for free. And I couldn't keep doing that and doing my job. Then I went on Jenny Jones. It was one of those like weird Jerry Springer kind of TV shows. But not because I was like one of the weird, like, ignorant guys who like to have sex with seals or hippos. But they're like, yo, we want to do poems to explain what this episode's about. We want you to do the poem to explain the episode. So I did that forever ago. And then HBO was like, yo, you should do poems. And I was like, cool. And then I didn't end up on Def Jam because my tape didn't get sent in because my ex-girlfriend sucked. Scorpios suck. Because there's one in the room right now like, hey, we don't suck. I'll murder you for saying it. Case in point. Then the slams picked up. Then the shows picked up. And then it became, well, I can either do the shows or I can work my job. And I ended up having enough shows lined up to where it was 80% of my income at the time. I was working for credit card services, First USA, which became Bank One, which is now Chase Bank. And I left that out on the road. And I kind of sort of didn't look back for a while until I got married. And then she left. And that was weird and awkward and sad. We're not going to talk about that part of my life. And then we only married for like 6 months, so it was cool. And we got married on the Ides of March, which is really stupid in the first place, because how gets married on the Ides of March? Beware the Ides of March, right? Anyway, then I went back on tour. And then one day I looked up, and I had moved from Columbus, Ohio to Phoenix, Arizona. And then out of Phoenix, Arizona, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. From Charlotte, North Carolina, last May, I moved to Los Angeles, California. And I did the math and was like, holy crap, it's been 12 years since I clocked in for somebody else. Like, I punched my clock. So I guess after 12 years, and what Malcolm Gladwell come with 10,000 hours before you were considered an expert at a thing. So yeah, I'm an expert at the thing. So 12 years, I haven't clocked in for anybody else except myself. And I became an entrepreneur because I am my business and brand. So I perform poetry at high schools and kindergartens and colleges, universities, and places all over the country. And I now write for the Freedom Awards, and I've written for HBO, and I've written for Showtime, and I've done stuff with ABC, Fox, CBS. You can see me on Crackle. I've also done work on TV One, 3 seasons of Versus and Flow, NAACP Image Award nomination, Emmy nomination as well. Been in Oscar-nominated films, but I can't claim it because I was an extra. That doesn't count. I've done voiceover work for Ohio State Medical Center, Lexus, McDonald's, the Charlotte Hornets, so the NBA, work with ESPN, work with NASCAR, work with the National Civil Rights Museum, Lorraine Motel in Memphis, also the one in Greensboro for sit-in work. I just did some stuff for the Grammys 2 years ago. Somebody got, I don't remember who, I wrote something for somebody and sent it off. NFL as well, a couple years back. So, yeah. Now I'm standing here in front of you. So, yeah, won a bunch of slams. I'm the only 4-time individual World Poetry Slam champion. And I will be the only one just because it's math, not because I'm so good. It's just math. Like, it's hard to get it 4 times. Like LeBron thing. Like, it's hard to get it. So no one else is doing that. I'm the winningest, which I hate that phrase. Most people just say GOAT, but saying GOAT as the individual sounds very like I'm the GOAT of Poetry Slam. It sounds very arrogant. I also like saying you're the GOAT of pizza delivery people. Who cares? I'm the GOAT of Poetry Slam. Nobody cares. But I've won somewhere between, at this point, 500 to 900 slams. I quit counting after a while. So again, it's just math. Like, no one else is going to reach those numbers. Say what? Yeah. Like, I've lost more than most people have won, and my winning ratio is like 85%, where the average, like a really great slammer's average is like 30. Like a Rudy Francisco, who's amazing, and I love him. We share the same birthday. He's my brother from another mother. Literally, we share the same birthday, and I love him. He's family, personal, good friend. He's dope as hell, and like his winning percentage is probably around 30. So yeah, mine's like 85. So it's just, it is what it is. And that's not him, that's just in general. So that's here. But I know how my mom and dad met, and they had sex one day, and then I was born in Cincinnati at the Jewish hospital, part you didn't want to hear about. So that's how I got here. So I teach now. I performed at over 200 colleges and universities in my lifetime at this point, which one of them, hello Findlay, needs to just give me an honorary degree. Like, I'm going to really pressure the hell out of Dayton, because Central State, one of those schools, Sinclair Community College, now a 4-year school. Someone's giving me an honor. I want an honor. I'm going to start doing, I want an honorary degree. I've taught enough schools. If I got a 1 credit hour for every hour I've performed at schools, I'd actually have a master's. So I want to make my mama proud, at least get a fake degree. even if I didn't earn it, before she passes away. So that's who I am. I'm a product of Cincinnati, Dayton, Ohio. I am you, literally. I've been to Findlay once before. I actually broke a window, one of these windows somewhere on this campus when I was a kid. No, I'm not paying you back. I was a little ignorant kid, and I was riding on the back of a motorcycle, and the guy who was going to campus here was like, we're gonna go meet some girls. Don't mess it up. And I was like 13, but I was already like this big. And I was walking around, and I was taking rocks and like throwing them, and one of them like hit the sidewalk just right, and it bounced and cracked the window. And I was like, and I took off running. And Lily almost ran from here to Toledo. And I know that because he picked me up on the highway on his way to go to Ball State. Literally. He was like, where'd you go? I was like, they're gonna arrest me and kill me. And I went to Ball State, and then he drove me back down to Dayton, and I never came back up here again till today. So, unless you wonder why I was looking around earlier, I was like, I wonder which window was that I broke. Yes. Yellow Pain? I'm assuming it'd be a rapper, because that sounds like a rapping name. Name rings a faint bell. Don't know him personally. Name rings a faint, like the name sounds familiar, but it doesn't. It's okay. I wouldn't know it. Ah, yes. Yeah, I know him. Well, he knows me better than I know him, but I know him. Yeah, if I said anything, it would sound like I'm stereotyping. I don't remember, because a lot of people look like that these days with the hair and the beard, like Sean. We'll do 2 more questions, then we'll wrap it up. I want you guys to fall asleep. Yes, Mustard. Maggie. I don't remember the exact address. We're on Vine Street. We were a rock's throw away from the zoo. Like hella, like Vine, a house on Vine that was literally like where the sign showed the zoo thing. If you walked out that door, like walked out the house, it was a big red house. You walked down these steep ass stairs, concrete stairs that were built into the property, and there was a sign right there. You turn right, zoo. You used to be hearing noises at night. I remember that one thing as a kid. I could actually hear like noises from the zoo at night. Yeah. Yes.
I'm from in between, the high school that just had that big thing that met the president with the 2 boys that ran out with the flags.
Yes.
That was my high school.
Oh, my condolences.
I know both of those guys. So
Ah,
that's where I'm from.
awesome. Right here. We're together. Well, at least the 2 of us, not the rest of everybody else. You 2. The rest of these guys are crazy. Any questions? Blue, you have a question? Look, I have a question. Yes. No. Mermaid. No. Aubrey. Aubrey's scared to ask a question. Pumpkin Spice. I know you have a question, Pumpkin Spice. You're lying. Oh, you have to have a question. Otherwise, you're a racist. For the 45 minutes I've been here. No, it's cool. I mean, it's Ohio, man. Like, I love Ohio. Any school in Ohio, I love doing schools in Ohio because it's anytime I do a school, anytime I see I told them earlier, if I hear about a friend of mine doing a school in Ohio that I haven't done, I feel like I'm cheating or they're cheating on me. Like, Ohio's mine, it belongs to me. So I won't die till I do every single school in Ohio, including come back to Findlay to have me back after they watch this tape. I'm gonna edit the crap out of this tape. Lana, thought I forgot that. Ask a question. Do better than his. You have to have a question. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about your childhood puberty issues.
Why did you go to Los Angeles? Was it like an opportunity that you wanted, or just?
You kill enough people, you have to eventually relocate. She's like, delete that. No, I moved to LA for opportunities moving forward, voiceover work, screenwriting, acting, and maybe at some point when I get like super old and can't do that anymore, then I'll sit down on a stool and do comedy. But right now, screenwriting, acting, VO acting, Lexus, experience more, like that kind of stuff. Yes, I can do that on demand. I saw that. She's like, wow, that's really neat. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. All the way in the back. Goes back to the chubby thing where she met me with the lap dance. What do you think, dude? You get to be me and drop it like it's hot. It's no better. I got that womp. I said the initials, so it's perfectly fine. No one knows. It's not illegal. Worthy African praise. Yes. Ha ha ha. That's called fixing. Best job I ever had. Honestly, this one, like this. I mean, I've had worked at Burger King. I worked at a KFC. Like all the stuff you do. I've managed an Odd Lots. I've managed a freaking GNC. I managed a suit store. I managed a shoe store. Like Foot Lockers and crap like that. I've done that. I've done corporate America. I've been executive secretary for Huntington Capital Corp. For the executive vice president of Huntington Bank. Like a big deal, right? Who cares? This is the most rewarding thing because I'm actually affecting lives. Poems sound corny, affecting lives sounds corny, but it's also true. You know, if you guys smiled for 1 minute, if we all smiled, you can't be whatever negative thing you were as much as you used to be. Like you can be racist, but you can't be as racist. You can be homophobic, but not as homophobic. You can be whatever, but you can't be as much when you leave because we all shared this moment together where we laughed, we teared up, we got nervous, we got scared, we got everything at the same time together. So that means we're all connected. We're all connected. You can't break that connection. So it's not for me, it's for the people that you all meet later, regardless of their color, orientation, gender, etc. When you meet them, you change how you look at them because you go, wait, they could be that person he spoke about in that poem. Maybe I should take a moment and see them for who they really are. So this is like one of the best jobs you could ask for. And you can't ask for it. You literally fall. You Forrest Gump your way into this job. I don't trust anyone who pursued this job. You can tell every poet I say that. I don't trust any poet who pursued this job. If you get called into it, then you're supposed to be doing it. Otherwise, you're just doing it for money, and I don't respect that. Though I want to get paid, but I don't respect doing it for the money. Orange Mask. My favorite, the place that feeds me. It used to be Max and Urban's. They changed the onion rings. You guys ask weird questions, but I have actually very specific, like hyper-specific answers. My favorite product is Grater's ice cream. The chocolate ice cream is amazing. Max and Urban's, before they quit doing sweet Vidalia onions, and now they do crappy onions, so who cares? The chicken tortilla soup was amazing. Used to get it before I went to AMC movie theaters, and I snuck into movies so much they changed their movie security because of me. That's a fact. Any deep questions, poetry-related questions? Cure for cancer? No one's asked me that one, and I actually have it. You don't ask me, and you're gonna get it. I know you have a question. If he's not asleep, he might be asleep. He's not asleep? You sure? He looks asleep. Oh, just checking. I do that all the time to my mom on the phone. Are you there? I'm listening deeply, Mom. I'm just picking. I know you're listening, dude. My favorite poet, my number one poet, of course, is I'm gonna mix them together. Paul Laurence Dunbar, because he was born in Dayton. And he wrote slave narrative poetry. Look at that, a little brown baby with sparkling eyes, coming to your pappy and sit on his knee. What you been doing, boy, making sand pies. Look at that bib, you as dirty as me. Highly intelligent, very intellectual, but wrote slave narrative poetry because that's the only thing that would sell at the time. But his essays are ridiculous. Now there's no other way to say it. My nipples hard, excited poet, Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda's everything, Residence Earth. His love sonnets are the weakest thing he's ever written. But everything else, just that whole era of abstract revolutionism is just amazing. There was a small one. Yeah. And he was in it. It wasn't about him, but the postman thing, it was more about the kid. Yeah. But his work's amazing. Octavio Paz from the same era, Garcia Lorca, and the shots rang out 5 o'clock in the morning. The police came 5 o'clock in the morning, and the man died 5. Yeah, just that moment, that revolutionary work's amazing. You have to write serious poems for a country to exile you. Like you're making a change. Poets used to actually make major changes. We'll do one more, and then I'm gonna say something for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna shut up and get out of here. You've asked 27 questions. Save your question. But I'm gonna answer it. I'm not saying that you know. I don't remember your name. You just told me your name. Yes, Lauren, ask a question. Oh, thank you. You care. You never ask my favorite color, even after a lap dance. My favorite color is black, though technically it's the darkest blue you can find. My favorite color is like a super dark, super dark blue, to the point you would think it's black. But you keep looking at it, you realize, oh, it's kind of blue. That's my favorite color ever. And then orange Tic Tacs. Most of my life could be answered with the phrase orange Tic Tacs. I lied. Either you ask a question or your tutor does. What's your question, Sean Steele? Have you been where? Price Hill. If I have, I didn't know it by name. So I'd say yes, I just didn't know it by name. Okay, well, you're going to have to tell me that restaurant so when I go there, I have somewhere to eat. You're going to post that or send it to her, and she's going to send it to me. I won't remember by the time I leave here. It's just a me thing. I don't remember stuff, which is weird. I remember my poems. But please tell her so she can tell me, because I do a show in Cincinnati once a year. My biological father lives there, so I do a show once a year, and I put it in a newspaper, and I advertise to invite him out. He's been out once in like 25 years. But every year I do it just to get him to come out. So, yeah, and we can maybe go out to that restaurant you're talking about. Because all I eat there is White Castles, and I need to stop eating White Castles. Horse meat is awesome. Trick to White Castles, if it makes you go to the bathroom, is just simply tell them no onions, by the way. You know why? And then I'll shut up. This is your trivia moment. Because they take all their onions and they put it on the side of the grill, and they cook the meat next to it, and the runoff from the grease from the meat runs off into the onions. That's how they saute it. So it's literally like the runoff grease from the meat. All day long is how they saute the onions. So the reason that you get an upset stomach and sick isn't the actual onions, is that your body doesn't process the grease, so it just pushes the grease through. Go to White Castle, say no onions, and it's amazing, because you don't get the poopies. And they close with this: a laugh, a chuckle, and a smile, long after the sun went down and the time had passed to go. And they realized, while they came initially for a poetry event, and while there are many other things that could have been discussed, for example, Tandu, where the big black guy mimics different dance moves and discusses the death of a black boy as he crumples him down, using symmetry, imagery, metaphor, and simile to say how those dance moves are the boy trying to make it through life, how he can do different things to show that he fits and belongs. In the black crowd, or to please people, he can pop, lock, and wave. But around others, he can tandu and play perfectly, making sure that his heel points always match. And suddenly someone goes, how can you do that at over 300 pounds? And the answer is, like anything else, practice makes perfect. The same way the wave can hold a gun, it can also extend to a hand, to a poem, to an offer, to a lifeline that you see stretches onto yours. So if we all hold hands, then the lifeline stretches on forever. And at the end of the evening, when they realized they were a little bit tired, but that was the whole point, that the poet had kept them there just long enough to get a little bit sleepy, because in your twilight hours is when your conscious and your subconscious begin to switch places. If you catch somebody right at that merge, you can leave all kind of messages in their brain they don't even realize you're doing, like, you are perfect exactly the way you are right now. If you want to be better, but be better for yourself. Being better for someone else will always leave you second place. Quit trying to be ordinary when you were placed here to be extraordinary. I don't care about your religious or spiritual beliefs. Everybody in this room has once felt an itch on their back that they couldn't quite get to. Even when you asked your lover and rolled over and they scratched until they dig furrows into your shoulder blades, you couldn't quite feel something right. Your answer is easy. That's where your wings used to be. This evening has been simply to remind you that you flew before you ever walked, and you swam before you ever crawled. You have been Superman and Aquaman at the same time. But you want to spend most of your life being Batman, trying to figure out who did it, when the answer is, who cares? What are you going to do now that you are here? Do not live your life Bruce Wayning through it over and over again, leaving the jokers just to laugh at you, because they will always be here. There will always be jokers in your story. The question is, when will you realize that the pen has been in your hand the entire time you've been writing this thing? Why in the entire hell are you being filmed as if your life was a movie when you aren't the director or the screenwriter? You're acting like an extra in a thing that you should be starring in. Quit passing your life over to Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio and hoping that Christopher Nolan will somehow make things seem bigger and better by adding more sound effects and putting you on an IMAX screen to where you're thundering with Dolby applause. You think maybe if you get loud enough and braggish enough and boast enough, people will actually see you as big when you're the biggest you I've ever met. Hell, you're the only you I've ever met. So I assume your role is to be you. And if the universe cast you to be you, then you must be the best you there is. Otherwise, you wouldn't get the job. They'd have passed on to someone else, and someone else would be you, but someone else can't be you because you're the only you there are. And I say, well, Ed, what about twins? Well, still, each twin is themselves. They can't be each other. Otherwise, they switch places. That's the answer to that question. So you're still you. And I'm me. But we can't be perfect unless we literally work together. So I'll keep being me. You keep being you. In the middle, we'll meet and be we, and we will get through this thing called life. We will start writing our own story. We will pen our own life. We will not worry about how insecure Issa Rae's character is, but actually discuss more how insecure we are in our own life. We will not Gambino our childishness away, but instead we'll ride Ferris wheels, holding on to teddy bears, smiling for the entire ride until our glove fits like a Donald minus the duck. We will laugh and cheer ourselves into being a better place. We remind everybody this is America, but also make it this was America past tense. We will make tomorrow better than our yesterday because we have to live in it. I don't give a damn about you trying to make it better for your children. Why not simply make it better for you? It removes your excuse of, well, I died trying my best. No, you didn't. Previous generations died leaving this in our hands. Who said we had to follow their rules anyway? It didn't work out too good for them. So tonight, you came in for a poetry event, thought you'd see a big black guy do a few poems about Black Lives Matter issues, activism, a couple jokes here and there, and then you leave saying that you checked that box off on doing something about your life, quote unquote, kind of social activism, quote unquote, passive activism, at least get credit on your report card when you talk to a professor tomorrow and write a review on how things went. But instead, you realize he's actually just an alchemist, turning the lead in your life into gold, teaching you that roses do in fact push through concrete. You were placed here for a purpose. Quit walking around like you're a happy accident. Live your life on purpose. Or as we said when I was a kid, when a race was about to start. On your mark, get ready, get set, go. So, thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate your time, your patience, your presence, your love, your energy. I close all shows by saying one simple thing. If you feel the need to hurt yourself or to hurt somebody else, please contact your faculty, your staff, your counselors, or 1-800 numbers that you can Google and find everywhere. You can't find any of those things, you can contact me on social media. I'm not a trained professional. I'm not going to give you advice. I will listen to you, and I will point you in the direction of people I know who have letters after their name from degrees they've gotten that can help you out tremendously. But do not hurt yourself and do not hurt others. Because you didn't make you, so you don't have the right to hurt you, and you didn't make others, so you don't have the right to hurt others. If you're hurting, speak to someone. If you're thinking of hurting someone else, speak to someone. Because hurt people, and broken people tend to break things. So, we want everybody healthy, happy, whole, crazy, laugh today. Make sure you dance, chuckle, smile, and fart before you go to sleep tonight. Sing at least one verse of a song, preferably be Tell Laura I Love Her or Maggie May. Those are 2 things for your challenges for tonight. I do have merchandise, even though college students are broke, especially more now in the pandemic. But your mom and dad have credit cards, so just give me their information and their PIN numbers. They'll know the difference. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I love each and every one of you. My name is Ed Mabrey.